Okay, yes, I'll be on tomorrow night. Talk to you later. Talk to you. Love you and all. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Hey, Heidi. How y'all doing? We're having fun. So yeah, I was showing this one. This is a blue egg. I found this in the Christmas unit, actually, the one that we picked up last Tuesday. Hey, Matt.
Party. How many of those
Hello,
did you get?
hello. How are we doing?
Hey, Heidi.
Move that down.
Nice to meet you. You got your tea or your coffee?
All right.
Not ramen.
Ramen.
Noodles. Ramen.
Oh, I'm hungry too already now. What did you go with? The chicken?
Noodles. I always go with the chicken.
Yeah.
This is my midnight snack.
Do you remember? They obviously don't have it now because of the climate, but they used to have the Oriental flavor, the blue package.
Yeah, I remember that.
That one was amazing. Yeah, love that one.
Hello, Mama G.
You can't say that.
I know, right?
I'm going off camera to fix my hair.
Okay.
Thank you guys for joining us over here. Shell UK, hello, good morning. Hi, Joy, Farmer. Time warp.
Forget it.
Don't matter. How many of those did you find, James?
Well, I found this one in this unit, and I found this one. I don't even remember what unit it came out of. I just found it. Because I'm sorting out stuff out of all of my units. It's all just been piled up. And I found this today. I don't remember ever seeing it before whenever I was initially sorting out the units. But I found it today when I was going through stuff. So
that's cool. Well, is that not true, Farmer? Like, you can't say, can barely say the word "and" right now. Or, I mean, what they're telling you can barely say. I say whatever I want, but
I just stopped talking, and now I'm politically correct.
And it's like you can't get away from it too. So it's like
I was listening to another live earlier. Can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, and this I forget who it was, but the topic came up of listing. Somebody had an Indian costume, with the little kid's costume, and the guy was like, I don't know, you might get kicked off of eBay because that's not considered PC anymore to dress your little kids in, Native American attire. So crazy. Yeah, you have to be like cognizant, right? There's the word of the day.
Yeah, everybody has to be so politically correct. I think it's being overdone because we're so afraid of offending somebody that we can't do anything.
The crazy thing is,
it's ridiculous. I think it's gone way overboard.
It's not even the people who are like that of that origin or that nationality who are offended. It's other people. Like
right.
They took the Redskins' name away. Everybody's like, we don't care.
I mean, taking TV shows off for no other reason because of the kind of characters that are on there and having to be politically correct on everything. I think it's just gone way, way too overboard. I do believe that there needs to be some level of political correctness in some things, But there's places for it, and there's places where they're going too far with it.
$5, girl.
What's $5?
We didn't know that about you, farmer.
Some of those rocks that I put together for her, so she could have that for $5.
Great price.
Yeah, Mama G's been she's been like my mom, keeping me in check in a lot of the auctions and stuff too. So she can get a deal. They've been sitting in this bin that I have forever, and the bin is real deep.
Exactly. Land O'Lakes butter, Aunt Jemima on the pancakes. I mean, come on. It's ridiculous that we have to take things off. But
like I said, it's like the people who aren't even should be offended.
Hello, Robin. Kathy was having some problems with her meds, so she went to bed. So we jumped the live train over to my channel.
Robin, do I have to go get a pack of pistachios right now to see if any come out like monkeys? Because I heard you were doubting the
monkey story.
Doubting the authenticity of my monkey pistachio.
They were doubting the authenticity.
Yes, I heard. I didn't go back and watch it, but I heard through a little birdie.
I'm listing videos all night that I got.
Oh, the Wiggles. I haven't seen the Wiggles in a long time.
These were each $1, along with all the other videos I got at the dollar store. And I've listed half of them all day. And so far, nobody's bought any. Maybe I need to be more patient since it's eBay.
Yeah.
Right. And not a
some stuff will. Here's the thing with eBay. I've had stuff that sits for almost a year or more. I talked to somebody the other day that said that he had an item selling that he's had listed for 2 years and no activity on them, and now all of a sudden they're selling. Sometimes it just has to wait for that right buyer. And then I have other stuff that I listed and it's selling within minutes. I had one listing I did a few weeks ago. By the time I got the next item listed, that first one that I listed was already sold.
Do you remember what it was? I want to learn what sells fast because I'm really tired of waiting.
It's all just a timing game, honestly. And I mean, electronic stuff, video game stuff, that stuff sells usually, for me at least, pretty quick. Nikes, the high-end Nikes, not every pair of Nikes. I've had some cheap ones that, $20-$30, but for Nikes they're cheap. That sat for a week or two before they sold. But I had a few videos. If you look at my playlist, I have a video of a pair of Nikes that I thrifted one day. I thrifted them I bought them at the thrift store Thursday, listed them on Friday, and when I got up Saturday morning, they were sold.
And these were shoes. Yep.
A pair of Nike shoes. Paid $20 at Goodwill for them, which is higher than I normally pay at Goodwill for anything, but I sold them for $120 in a day.
So they must have been like a special type of Nike shoe, because not all Nike shoes are $100, right?
It's like I said, Nike has a wide range of shoes. They have some that are lower end and they have some that are higher end. This happened to be one of their higher end pairs, and they were immaculate. They were like brand new, and I got them at Goodwill for $20.
That's the secret, right? I'm going to do, I already have content ideas for my channel. And right now I'm thinking top 10 mistakes I've made as a, serious reseller in the last 6 weeks, right? And one of them is going to be this pair of shoes that I bought that literally have a rip in them. I didn't look at them at all, right? I looked at the comps and the brand and bought them, and, that I didn't give it a good once over. I can't sell them. They're unsellable. I wasted $3. But it's content for a video, and that's just one of the many mistakes I've made.
I mean, I've had stuff that I thought was going to sell that I bought, and I looked at the comps on it, and I thought, hey, look at what the comps are. It's going to do really well, and I bought it, and then it sat here for months and never sold. And some of that stuff I've still got just sitting here. I'm just being patient, waiting to see if it's going to sell. Some of it I've said, you know what? I need the space it's taking up. I threw it in an auction lot, took it off of eBay, and got it out the door.
So when you threw it in an auction lot, what are you talking about? On like a live on YouTube?
Yeah, like one of my
auction?
YouTube auctions. Like, I mean, I do because I do storage units anyway. I'm dealing with a little bit of everything. So, like, I had some toys that I had bought like a year and a half ago, when I very first started, and I was looking at back then. I was looking at storage units, retail arbitrage, all the different ways of sourcing for reselling. So I did try my hand at some retail arbitrage. I bought some toys that I thought were going to be, you know, really good. The comps looked good at them. The sell-through rates on them looked good. I bought them. I listed them. They sat for over a year, and I finally took them off because there was just, I mean, they weren't even hardly getting any traffic. The comps, I started, because every once in a while, too, you don't just look at the comps once, leave it, and never look at it again. I go back and look at the comps. If I have something that's not selling or not getting traffic, I'll go back and look at the comps and see. And sometimes, like that one, okay, when I bought it, I was getting them for like $2 a piece. But when I bought them, the comps were running like $20 on eBay. Well, like 3 months later, I looked at it and the comps had dropped down to 10. Mine's still listed for 20. Well, that's why mine's not selling because. So, you know, if the comps drop too low, it's not worth my time to keep it listed. It's not worth, you know, there's really no money in it for me. So I'll just pull it and throw it in a auction lot of toys that I'm selling at a auction.
So how big does a lot need to be? Because I definitely have like this video, for example, there have been like one sale. This is, you know, Dollar Tree video. So a lot of people buy these and try to sell them, right? So the price comes down on eBay for a while until they run out. But this particular video had one review and it said the worst movie I've ever seen. And it was a 1 star.
Yeah, that's not a good start.
Not a good start.
When it comes to DVD lots, I do my DVD lots a little bit differently than that. What I usually do is I usually do either 10 or 20 or 50 DVDs in a lot. Okay. And basically it's based on what size box I'm going to put it in to ship it. Now DVDs do ship media mail, which makes it a heck of a lot cheaper, especially if you're doing a big box with 50 DVDs. It's a whole lot cheaper to ship it media mail than it is to try to ship it by size and weight.
Really? Because every time I listed one of these today, the option was first class or priority. They didn't give me the media mail option. I have to choose that myself? Yeah,
you have to. It's in there. You got to make sure that it's set as a media DVD. Which if you put DVD in your title, it should propagate in there so that it tells the system that you're selling DVDs, which qualifies for media mail.
I got like 30 of these today listed. Let me check. I'm gonna check. The Best of Chris Rock.
But like when I do my lots, I try to make sure there's a mixture of some of the maybe no-name videos and lower end videos that might sell for $2 or $3 or $4. And then, but I also try to make sure that there's a good selection of popular movies that have the big titles, you know, and I'll look up a comps on a few and I'll make sure. I mean, my last DVD dot, I had DVDs in there that would have sold individually for more than my entire lot sold for. So if they sold that one DVD, they're going to get their money back.
So you said you put a good one in the box?
I'll make sure that there's at least a few good ones. I want to make sure if I'm doing a reseller lot, I want to make sure that they're going to have an opportunity to make more money. And part of that's building your reputation as somebody that brings good stuff to auction. Because if people buy stuff from you and they lose money on it, that's going to hurt your reputation as an auction seller. If they buy your stuff And you know why Donna's channel has blown up the way it has? She's got tons of people going out there and telling everybody about the big money that they've made off of the stuff they've got at her auctions. I mean, her selling lots of jewelry for, 30 or 40 or $50, and people finding one piece of jewelry that was worth 500 or 600 in there. That's why she's got the reputation she has, because she's got hundreds of people out there telling about these kind of stories about her channel. And everywhere you go, people are talking about Donna's auctions. And that's why. So you want to make sure you have some of that good stuff in there every single time. If they can't at least triple or quadruple their money off of my lot, they're probably not going to bid on it.
Rents that farmer.
You agree?
And you got to realize a lot of these guys, a lot of the resellers that are going to the auctions are very specialized. They know more than I do about what the stuff I'm showing is worth. And they can usually tell you if the auction lot I'm showing, and I've had lots that I've shown because I don't know the values of some of this stuff. And some of this stuff, I pull it straight out of a unit and straight on auction. I haven't done any research on it. So I don't know, and I don't like clothes. I auction off all my clothes and I don't know a thing about them. So I could be showing you a lot of some super high-end clothes and it could be all crap. I'm starting to learn some of the brands, like the Walmart brands, the Target brands, so I can filter that stuff out. But there's so many different brands of clothes out there. I don't know them all. And I don't know which ones have resale value, which ones don't. What sizes and, sizes, conditions, all that factors into the resale value of stuff. There's so much stuff I get in a storage unit, I can't know it all. I'm kind of a generalist.
So for me, how I would handle it is I stick to the things that I know really well. Like I know clothes. I can kind of pick jewelry and kind of see what's junk and what's not. So for me, I would say, like, especially if you're not buying units, where yes, it is, Robin. If you're not buying units where you're like having this inventory that you didn't actually go out and purchase, just stick to the items that you know. You know what I mean? Stick to the items. You're going to have some losses for sure in the beginning, but once you find your little niche of what kind of works for you, just kind of stick to that and then start branching out a little bit into other avenues. So that would be just my thing.
And then just get rid of the stuff that you don't know anything about.
That's
lot it out.
I have 4 boxes. I have 4 boxes that, because I haven't been able to get to the flea market, which they would all be $1 to $4 items. Like they're just sitting here and they're really in my way and I'm kicking them. So I'm like debating, am I just going to take these and donate them? Because I've already made my money back off the storage unit. But I work full time too. So it's like,
yeah,
you don't have time.
That's the thing, like doing the storage units, we don't have, it would take me a whole year for just the 5x10 units I got last week. If I was to list everything in there, it would take me a whole year just to list. And that's a small unit. It would take me a year to list it all. There's no way I'm going to list it all. So when most of us that are doing storage units that I know, we're doing wholesale. We're more about the quick flip, get out, because most of us that are doing storage units too, we're more in it for the treasure hunt than the reselling. There's resellers that go sourcing for their resale because they enjoy the reselling. And there's treasure hunters who happen to resell to get rid of stuff so they can go back treasure hunting. We're treasure hunters going out looking for the treasure and selling stuff wholesale to flip it quick and get out and find more treasure.
Do you do the thing at the beach with the machine, the metal detectors? Have you ever done that?
No. My treasure hunting personally is done in storage units. My wife's favorite treasure hunting is garage sales and thrift stores. She loves going to the garage sales and thrift stores, and I hate it.
Isn't that interesting?
But I love getting into a storage unit. And she hates it because I will buy the $5 units that nobody else wants and they're full of trash. And I know they're full of trash, but I get in there and I find hidden treasures that nobody else wanted. And if I didn't buy it, it was going to a landfill because there was nobody else bidding on it.
Right. And even people that have like nothing but a lot of junk, everybody has a treasure somewhere that they managed to get their hands on and probably stuck in a storage unit.
I mean, I had a $5 unit. It literally looked like trash that had been piled in there for years. There was dust all over everything. There was a bunch of broken up, busted up furniture. Literally, everybody else looked at me like I was insane when I offered them
They're
$5
like,
for it at the
"Eh."
auction. And
Right.
I got in there. I found one tote that had about $500 worth of shoes.
Nice.
That was just one of the things I found in that unit. I found a lot of stuff in that unit. That unit's on my videos. It was one of the ones I did back in December. It's on my videos on my channel.
Okay, I need to catch up on your videos. I haven't
but
watched
it's
them all.
I found and there's stuff out of that unit. A bunch of the stuff I'm working on now is stuff out of that unit. Some of it, I'm still selling it. But I mean, I made my money back on that unit within the first week I had it, and then some. I mean, I only paid $5 for the unit. Yeah, I had to do a dump run. That dump run cost me $150. Guess what? That one tote with all the shoes still made me a profit even after my dump run and my fees.
Wow.
That's where a lot of people look at those units and they're like, oh, but I'm gonna have to pay a dump fee. Yeah, but you can still make good money on that unit.
Right. After the dump fee. It's just like the cost of doing business, right? It's just
I found a couple of vintage mannequins in there.
Ooh.
Old
Those are expensive.
wooden form mannequins. These were old. They weren't in great shape, but because of how old they were, I was still able to get some good money off of them.
How did you sell those?
Facebook Marketplace, because I didn't want to ship them.
Facebook Marketplace. Okay, so walk me through the process of wholesaling, getting rid of stuff before you decide what to list. You know, like your treasures that you're keeping in the house that you're going to list. How do you do find a reseller to take it? Right? What's your process? Do you have like contacts of people that will take?
Well, first of all, let me start this with a very big caveat.
Okay.
I am a very newbie in this business. Okay. And I'm still learning how to do it better and better every day. So my process may not be the best way to do it.
It's just, but it works.
90% of mine, I hang out. This is why, even though I don't consider myself a reseller, I'm a treasure hunter who happens to resell I hang out on a lot of reseller channels. Why? Because that's where my target audience is for the stuff I'm trying to sell. So that's why I'm hanging out on all the reseller channels. Also, I go to a lot of the auctions. Why? Because the auction channels have the customers that I want. So that's why I spend so much time on everybody else's channels on YouTube. 90% of my wholesaling is done right here on YouTube auctions. Either my auctions, which are very small, or I get on an auction with other people. In fact, Cha-Cha's in the chat. I don't know if she got my email today. She's fixing to do a art auction or like a crafters auction. It's a bulk collab with a lot of channels getting together to do it. And I sent her an email today. I signed up to participate in that.
So what kind of
I've got some art supplies and stuff that would be perfect for the audience that she's selling there. So I know the channels, and as you do it more, like for me, I go on with auctions for you once a month or so, maybe once every other month.
Is that a channel?
Yeah, it's T at auctions for the number 4 and the letter U.
There's just so much to learn here.
Yeah. Can somebody drop T's link down in the chat?
Oh,
we'll get the link in the chat and you can just click on the link and go to her channel.
Can I see the chat? I can never see the chat. I can go into using another device. Hang on.
Yeah, I usually, when I'm on mobile, I try to do it through another device if I have a second one available. Sometimes I don't have a second one available, though. Y'all simmer down in the chat. Did you freeze? I think I lost her. Thank you, Mama G. You're the best. And there's Wes. Thanks, guys. Haven't learned links yet. Alex, hello, sir. Well, I guess I lost her, so we'll see if she comes back in. So, that was a good discussion, though. But yeah, I go to other channels. I also do some bulk sales on Facebook Marketplace. A lot of my furniture I sell on Facebook Marketplace. I list on eBay. Sometimes I'll do auctions. I've got an auction running right now on eBay. In fact, I had a video that I just dropped just a couple of days ago on the auction lot. For those of you that are ephemera lovers, let me pull that video real quick. My channel. And here is the link. So there's the auction preview. It's an ephemeral lot. I found the rest of the postcards with the postcards I auctioned off at Tees the other day. And so I put out a video on it. That auction closes on Monday. Hey, Matt, welcome back. Hello, Heidi.
I didn't want to get too upset. I had to go check my email, and that threw me out. I couldn't get back in.
That's all right.
Same here. Same here.
So what are we talking about?
So she was asking how to, if you get a bulk lot of stuff like through a storage unit, how do you sell it? How do you get out there and do the bulk sales? So a lot of my bulk sales is done through the auctions on YouTube. It's also done through, I do lots on Facebook Marketplace. I have auctions running right now on my eBay store. And those are kind of my three main primary ways of selling everything. Usually most everything I sell is through one of those sources. Flea markets were really great a year ago. That's where I used to sell a lot of stuff whenever I was starting out. Unfortunately, with everything that happened early this year, our flea markets in our area at least have kind of dried up. We're hoping they might come back. And I know a lot of people that are doing a lot of yard sales. For the low end stuff, for the household stuff, they're doing yard sales to move a lot of stuff. And think about that. You don't have to pay a fee to set up. You just throw it out in your yard. And of course, it depends on the rules in your area. Some areas you have to have a permit or whatever. So make sure you know the legal issues in your area with doing that. But it's been very effective. I know a lot of people that are doing a yard sale almost every weekend and making an extra $500, $800, $1,000 a weekend doing yard sales.
Because they have a lot of stuff, right? They're not just like
they have a lot of stuff.
Yard sale.
And they're able to move through a yard sale. You're able to move a lot of the low end stuff that won't sell on eBay, that won't sell online, that won't sell at the auctions. Because there's a lot of stuff that people don't want.
You don't want to take time to list on eBay because it's a $5-7 item that's going to sit for 5 months, and you're like $2-3 item. That's what I'm saying. So especially for somebody like you, if you're thrifting your items and you're that, like, just start being a little bit more selective. You're gonna have losses. You're gonna buy things that you think are gonna sell and that aren't gonna sell, and then just keep that in mind the next time that you thrift. And like I said, everybody finds their little niche.
Yeah. Hello, Lisa.
Gmail, Mama G.
Well, but I gotta ask you guys a question. Like,
at me, it's at me.com, me.com.
I got this box. I was doing a estate sale.
You froze up on us again, Heidi. That's all right.
Talking. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. You're frozen up and you're breaking up.
Frozen. There I am.
Lisa, you gotta send me some money too.
Yes, I got it, Lisa. Thank you so much. I've already got it ready to go. I trusted you enough. I already had your shipping label printed out right after I sent you the invoice this afternoon. So it's ready to go first thing Tuesday because Monday is a holiday, so it won't go out till Tuesday. But I've got it set up along with Gary's ready to go.
That's one thing I'm terrible at, like shipping. I still have Robin's package and Farmer's package that I haven't shipped. It's all packed and ready in the pre-done boxes, but like I said, with work full time and stuff, it's like, when do I find that time to drop it? But those are on the way, guys. I promise.
I think we lost Heidi again. She's frozen up.
How often are they doing auctions around you, dude?
What? Where are you talking about? Live auctions?
A unit. If you wanted a unit every day, could you get it?
Just almost.
Wow.
I couldn't process a unit every day, but I could almost get one every day.
Yep.
There's auctions going on all the time over here. Now, would it be a good unit? Because this is the other side of that. I do buy a lot of the $5 units, but you also deal with a lot of crap. And I'm trying to get away from those. I'm trying to buy the better units. But if you're just starting out, I bought a bunch of units that I could afford. And I've slowly built up to where I'm buying bigger, little bit better units. And I gotta say, they're a lot easier when they're all neatly packed and neatly stacked. It's a whole lot easier than when it's just trash thrown all over the place and you have to bring your own totes and boxes to box everything up. I'll tell you what, those 2 units I cleaned out this last week were a breeze to clean out because everything was packed. Everything was, I just still sorted through it, but I didn't have tons of trash all over the floor and stuff that I had to sift through that's thrown all over the place.
That's why I was kind of looking forward to that unit today I was telling you about, because it was like pretty simple, you know what I mean? It was, these nice wood slabs and 7 boxes. And I'm like, I don't even need to bring my trailer. It's just my truck. I'm in and out of there. It's hot. I grab it and I go.
Yeah.
So that was kind of what drew me to it. But then in like how you get that like feeling like something's not right, something's off. So, and like I said, she could have had me if that tag wasn't moved, or she didn't pop that tag. I would have been forced to have to buy it.
Yeah.
So that's just what is the word I'm looking for? Like a terrible criminal, not a smooth criminal.
Yeah, but some of those items take longer than 5 minutes to list, Fat Man, at least for me. And $10 and up is really what my limit is on listing stuff on eBay. It's got to be worth at least $10. I have a lot of items that are like $2, $3, $4, $5 items. I have some of them that are on my eBay store right now. And I've realized with time that stuff is just not worth the time it takes me to list them.
But see, also you're not thinking about, so all right, you have your time in processing that item. So whatever it was you're going
to, it's not just the listing time. You have time to process it.
Then you have your time of packing, shipping. All that goes into that one item too. And then is that really worth it on that?
And unless you're putting a handling fee, you've also got to include the cost of your shipping materials.
So for me, like how I've been doing it, and even I just got into like the storage buying, but I do garage sales, clean outs, anything like that, and people will like hand you stuff. So like I'll go through it and I'll pick things that either I wanted to keep or that I knew could sell fast, and the other stuff it's like if I don't go to a flea market or I don't have a garage sale, it just gets donated.
Yeah, a lot of the yard sale flea market stuff is what we're donating right now. Getting that stuff out the door. We can get it to a family that can use it without it going to a landfill. And we have a variety of sources too. I know a lot of people just drop off at Goodwill because then they can go thrifting while they're there. I don't just drop off at Goodwill. We have a couple of homeless shelters we donate to. One of the things, like some of the housewares, home goods and stuff, we donate some of that stuff, and kitchen stuff. We donate that stuff to Ronald McDonald House. Because of my daughter, every time she's in the hospital, we stay at the Ronald McDonald House. So we're guests, we're regulars at the house. So we try to give back to them by donating stuff to them that we know that they can use.
That's awesome.
I went to a thrift store today that was up north where the Vacaville fire was. It took like, I don't know, 30 homes or something like that, and like crazy amount of animals. But they had it's the SPCA thrift store. So they were saying they just got like inundated with all these donations. Everybody sending them all their stuff to try to help out, that they had too much stuff and not enough money. So I went in there and I'm just like picking like crazy, because I know, like, even if I research it and it's not worth anything, but I know that my money went to a good spot. It's kind of like a donation for those people. So I think I bought like 40 items in there today at that thrift store.
Yep.
Everything is at $1 too, so it's like you can't lose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
A lot of people kind of pigeonhole themselves into thinking, when they think of thrift store, they think of just Goodwill. And Goodwill does get a bulk of our stuff. So huh?
You don't like them?
I mean, I definitely still go there and I shop there, but here in the Bay Area, like, I've done my research on Goodwill and who they have hired in the past and how they take advantage of their people, and plus the people who are shopping there are either looking to resell or are looking for things to use. So it's like you should price things according to that. You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason to have $19 on a pair of shoes. I don't care if it is Nikes or whatever. Like, you got those shoes donated. Every pair of shoes needs to be the same amount of price. Every shirt, all of those things need to be the same amount.
Yeah.
So
well, and I get what you're saying. My issue with it is I deal with a lot of smaller groups too, but they can't handle the bulk of stuff that I have, the volume of stuff that we're donating.
Oh, yeah.
I'm donating 2, 3, 4 van loads worth of stuff every week.
Oh, when I say I hate Goodwill, it's when I hate shopping at Goodwill. Goodwill still gets a lot of my shit.
Yeah. And that's what I was talking about. Donation wise, they're one of the few companies around here that can handle the volume of stuff that we're giving away. So I have to donate a lot to Goodwill, but I also still give some stuff to these other charities and other places. So I kind of spread the wealth, and I get it in the hands of people that I know can use it and can be helped. Because I had a whole truckload I was going to take to one of our homeless shelters. And I talked about this a few months ago. Whenever we talked it out and got together with them, they were like, there's no way we can't handle that much stuff. We don't have no place to store it. We don't have no way to handle it. We couldn't process it and give it out fast enough. So we wound up giving them a portion of what we had, and most of the rest of it went to Goodwill.
Huh. Oh, I live in San Diego, and sometimes, because we're right next to the border, I'll just drive my car down to the border and open up the back, and as people walk by, I'll say, if you want any of this stuff, I'm giving it away, and they'll just take it.
Yep.
So that's one way, but that's like, a little hatchback. I mean, you're talking vanfuls of stuff and smaller quantities of giveaways.
Yeah, I'm talking about a 12-foot or a 5-foot tall, 6-foot wide, 16-foot long trailer packed from front to back, floor to ceiling.
Yeah.
And that was just my donation run. That didn't include the trash run that I made out of the same units.
Do you have your YouTube on, Heidi? Is your volume on?
Can you not hear me?
No, it's got like a little echo.
We're getting a little echo. It's like you're picking up feedback somewhere.
You haven't like paused the YouTube video or put it on mute?
I can leave and come back.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you don't have to do that, but
damn. But that was like 3 units that you had then when you filled that truck. Remember you said you had like you moved 3 units into one or something?
Well, I've had times I've bought multiple units. Like when my wife got sick, I had just bought 3 units that week. And I already had a bunch of stuff in my storage, but we wound up having to upgrade our storage. That's when we got 2 10 by 30s. Because before that, we were in a 1 10 by 20. And then we went up with, after that weekend, we went up with 2 10 by 30s. And that's what I'm working out of right now. Plus, we still have a lot of stuff in my house that we're still trying to get moved out of the house and moved over there.
When I hear Alex say like he donated clothes, or I've asked you too, and you're like, oh, that just gets donated. Like for me, it's like any little collectible or something like that gets donated. But like every T-shirt I'm going through, like jeans and like things like that, like those are mostly gone. Like I know what brands I'm looking for, but like,
well, when I'm looking at the clothes, I'm looking at collectability, sellability, and condition as well. I mean, I get a lot of clothes that are trashed. I mean, holes, rips, all that stuff. But a lot of that stuff, it just goes straight to the trash.
I'm wearing a shirt right now with holes in it. Like I have holes right here.
Oh, I might wear them like that, but I'm not going to try to sell them like that. But
dogs.
But you know, I look like if I get a bunch of T-shirts, I got T-shirts in the unit that I'm going through right now. I found a couple of Hunger Games T-shirts that I'm setting aside to put up for sale. And I've got some other T-shirts that I'm going to put up for sale. I found some sweaters, winter clothes and stuff, brand new with the tags on them. I'm probably going to put that stuff up for sale. But the majority of the T-shirts and that kind of stuff that we find in these units go donated. You know, they're just plain T-shirts that are, you know, cheap, $5, you know, for a 10-pack at Walmart. I'm just going to donate those.
Because nobody's going to buy a used Walmart T-shirt, right?
I've been finding a lot of big dogs, Pearl Nini. Like I have a couple big dog shirts that I found, and I've been finding them too, like with tags on them at the thrift stores. It's crazy.
Big dog. That's dope.
You know what, Alex? I got one for you too. I got a real big dogs, like a big dogs. So I got one. I'm gonna send you one, dude.
What is that? A T-shirt or a hot dog?
Most of my outfits
come big dog
units nowadays. The
big dogs.
Everything I'm wearing right now, except for my boots, came out of the storage unit.
All right. Well, Matt, you're into clothes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm having
see a stack of T-shirts behind you. Let's see them.
I want to show you guys some stuff I got. Yeah, tell me if I bought. I don't know. I haven't listed any clothes yet because I don't know where to take the pictures, you know. But let me get some stuff. Stack of T-shirts. Okay.
That's where my eye has been this whole time when she's been faithful.
It's like full body or
full
you know.
Print, so that's a very good way to start. Like anything that's a full graphic and everything like that. And that one's looks religious too. So yep. I would say I would list that shirt. Let me see the tag.
What's the brand on it?
It's All Style Apparel Activewear.
I would list that shirt for like $14.
Okay.
So that's a good one. I'm sure you didn't pay that at the thrift.
No, I'm sure I didn't pay that. I paid $3.99 with a 10% discount.
I would list that like if you wanted to go pretty fast, like 9 or anywhere else between like the 12 and 14.
All right, so this is a kid's Batman's. It actually says Batman on the label.
Nice.
And it's got the cape in the back. Poshmark?
Mm-hmm.
Or Citizen, right? I was thinking too.
A lot of moms shop on Posh for their kids. I do pretty good on Posh with my kids' stuff.
Oh, so Poshmark for this one? What would you sell it for? I got this for free. I got this for free in a box on the side of the road.
I like to do that too. What does that look like? A 4T or something? 6'8".
Does it have a price? It's a size 6 kids, youth 6.
Say like same, maybe the same, like 15, 16 bucks.
Okay. Well, this is fun. Ha! All right.
I'm gonna need 20%, just like Poshmark gets their 20.
I have to send you something. Give me your
No, I'm
address.
just-
I'll send you some stuff.
Ooh,
Moana.
Moana.
Moana dress.
It looks big too.
Free from the side of the road.
10,
Not
12.
in a 3T though, is it?
It is a 5T.
It looks long.
Emily can still wear it. I can send it to you.
No, it's too big for Emily.
Okay.
'Cause she
She's
is
small?
7, but she's small. I mean, you got to realize that she's 7, but she only weighs 24 pounds.
She's a tiny thing, yeah.
Yeah.
This is
She's
not
still wearing
perfect.
2 and 3. She's between 2 and 3T on her clothes.
It's
A
got like
5T
little.
would fall off of her.
Okay.
She
It's got
loves
like
Moana.
little
If it was a
things.
2 or 3T, yeah, I'd be buying it from you because Moana's like her favorite TV show right now.
So maybe $9 or $6 or something for this.
I would say the same. I mean, you put it on. The cool thing, I mean, you put it on Posh, they take their 20, but shipping is already handled. They give you a shipping label. Boom, you're done.
Okay.
And something like that, it's not like a rare thing. You list it for 15, somebody offers you 9, you take it. You list it for 9, and it goes like that. Then you're like, maybe it was worth 15.
So start a
But
little higher and take
it's
the offer, right?
Not like crazy higher, but if somebody wants the piece, they're gonna make you an offer on Posh.
All right, this is fun. I don't know if I should
Yeah,
have
I
bought
just
this.
haven't had any luck on Poshmark.
I've sold a few things on Poshmark. This is like a really weird monster shirt. And it's a kids one again, Cat and Jack, which I understand is not the best brand because it's real common.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a
But
Target brand.
it's a Target brand.
2, 3, maybe 4.
Maybe a bundle. Put this in a
Yep.
lot with some other shirts of the same size.
Yep.
Okay. Not worth. Okay.
When are you gonna bring out the men's vintage shirts? I'm waiting.
Okay.
No, I'm just
Plus,
kidding.
I don't know if I have any Mad Vintage. This I thought was cool. This is like a motocross jersey.
Yeah, but I think that's
Just that one.
I know you showed me that one.
I know it's still the only one I got. I haven't got any more.
I think that it does look like a motocross. It's that style, but I think it's actually a Thor jersey.
Just a Thor jersey. No big deal. XXL.
Good size. The bigger the size, the better.
Really? So what would you sell this for? eBay or Posh?
I never had one, but I bet that looks more like an eBay item. So Posh for me is like a lot
More
of
brand, more, yeah.
Good night, farmer.
So
whatever.
the eBay with this, $12, 15.
I'm sure
15
there's
best offer.
some of those brands on there already. So just do a quick little search of what some are selling for and put that up.
All right. What's this? I like the softness of this. It's super soft.
Never heard of it. Graphic Tee, lot it up.
Guess is the brand.
Peace, Alex.
Graphic Tee. Guess,
Yep.
yeah.
Lot it up.
Lot it up, lot it up.
Other shirts.
All right, wait a minute. This is the good stuff.
Couple more.
Couple more. Baja Steelers.
That's cool.
Isn't this awesome?
Like that.
It's in great condition. And it's I couldn't find any tag with the size, but it feels large. Maybe an extra large.
That's tight. Is that a Steeler patch sewed on there? Can you tell?
It sure is.
That's nice.
It's sewed on super bad. And I found a Steelers pillow to go with it.
I bet I would list that just going off of like those parkas and kind of what those are, and that one looks like it's a decent size. Like I would list that at like $45, $50.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was thinking too. Okay, cool. And one last piece. All right.
I'm surprised Jackie and Sarah didn't jump on that. But it's so hot here.
Are they here? I don't see them in the chat.
That's
A
cool.
Hawaiian shirt with a luau lady on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my channel's not good enough to be graced with the girl's presence, evidently. They missed out. Because she'd be offering you money on it right now, probably, if she was here.
Mm-hmm. You got so Hawaiian shirts. It's all about the brand and like whatever it is. Is it rayon? Is it whatever?
This is Tommy Bahama linen.
Wes said that the girls are out diving right now.
eBay all the way.
eBay all the way. All right. Well, that's it for me. And thank you, Matt, for your free advice.
No problem.
The Hawaiian shirts? No, those just go to Chris the Goose.
Yeah, but Tommy Bahama, that's the brand you want on any.
And it's linen. I love this one. It's got the little luau ladies on
So what
it.
you do is you list it on eBay and then you send the link to Chris the Goose and say, "Here you go. I got a shirt for you."
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Back in the closet with my good stuff. Okay.
And I'm halfway joking about that, but I've actually done that with some people where I'll either list it and send somebody a link if I've got, especially if I'm doing an auction on something, I'll send multiple people the link. Or if I'm doing a buy it now anyway, before I list it, I may contact certain people. Like I've got stuff that we got out of these units. I'm not even listing it because I'm selling it right here out of my living room.
Because you know who wants it.
Because
right?
I've got people that I know. I've got people I'm calling, people I've met through YouTube, people I know in my family, friends, and I'm calling people, hey, I got a hold of this. Do you want it? I got, my daughter has 3 nurses that rotate ships out throughout the week. They've all 3 bought DVDs from us that came out of these units we bought last week.
That's awesome. So who is Chris the Goose?
Chris the Goose, you were over at Music's last night, right?
Right. I don't think I followed. That's the name of the channel.
Well, no, Music 55 is whose channel we were on last night. Chris the Goose was the other guy that was on with me when we were doing an auction at 2:00 in the morning.
I thought Music 55 was Kathy's channel.
Yeah, it was Kathy's channel, but me and Chris the Goose and Matt were all 3 on there.
Okay, so I just got to find his channel. He has his channel, right?
He doesn't do content. He just goes on other people's channels.
All right. Cool. So when everybody...
But he's another guy. He lives near me, actually, kind of. He's about 4 hours away from me. But he buys units. He buys storage units. He does estate sales and other stuff. And his partner, JJ's a licensed auctioneer.
Oh, wow. So they can do a live real auction.
When he comes on the YouTube auctions, he starts calling the auctions. And you can tell he actually is an official auctioneer.
So I bought these today at an estate sale. They're these really nice stockings, right?
Thank you, farmer.
They're brand new. They have this $22 first distributor's tag on it.
You have a message down there.
Hi, Ronnie, my dear. How we doing? So I bought these at this estate sale, and they were in a bag, and I just pulled it. I saw the tag that it said $22 each, so I bought both of them.
They're gorgeous.
With Christmas coming up. And I just pulled them out right now, and there's something in this one.
Oh no!
It feels like an envelope too. So
maybe there's a $20 bill or something.
Ronnie, I'm not like Chris the Goose. I don't have tons of silver to send you. Besides, you're supposed to be packing and moving.
And
overload.
What was it?
Damn.
It's not ephemera.
It's Kodak Directs for a Kodak camera.
Oh, that's ephemera.
That's ephemera. How old is it?
It's not what I wanted. This is one of those items I was saying that just goes. But if anybody wants these,
they're really pretty.
Stockings,
they look brand new.
They are. It has a tag on it. I've never heard of it. It's like first impressions.
Wow.
Or first distributors.
Those are some nice ones.
Yeah.
They are nice. It's like a vintage Christmas stocking look,
Yep. I've got some too like that. Let me show you what I got.
Ooh, I'm having a hot flash. If I was young again, I would not have hot flashes. And they wouldn't call me Hot Flash Heidi anymore.
How hot
If
is
I
it?
was young again.
How
What?
hot is it down there by you, Heidi?
It's just these lights, these pro lights that I have blaring on me. You see? It's
No, I'm talking
all
about
about.
the
It's been pretty hot. In fact, the city's on fire. I went outside and my car is covered with ash. There's like a massive fire east of us, far enough away I don't have to worry about it, but it's bad.
Ronnie, will you email me creative hire at 11 and I'll send you those.
Yeah, I don't know where they're at. I know I have some, but my wife moved them, and she's asleep.
So Matt, what's your email? I'm going to send you something.
Creative hire 11 at Gmail.
Oh no, Ronnie.
Creative hire 11 at Gmail.
Yes.
Got it. If anybody wants to email me, I'm echobaytreasures at Gmail.
Now, Lucinda, why would you say that? Your sweetheart.
Echo Bay Treasures.
My wife gets mad at me when I say it's just another day of the week. Just saying.
Well, it is.
Holiday.
Somebody's in my house, and I'm supposed to be here all alone.
Uh-oh.
It could be my parrot. I have two parrots. Sometimes they start chewing on boxes, and it sounds like a person. I'll go see.
That's cool, storage. Pilfer.
You want to trade, Pilfer?
Vintage Van Halen.
I
think I'll live. I'm safe.
I got a couple scores today. I'll show you as soon as I get this watermelon off my finger.
Oh, hey, while you're getting your score, I need your opinion on this thing I think is the score. I got to get it. Hang on. Bless you. Bless you.
That was a cough. COVID cough.
COVID! Everybody put your face masks on so that Matt doesn't get you sick.
Six feet.
I don't know if I can even, it's so big. Can you guys even see this?
Oh, nice.
It's on wood. It's like, I don't know what the word is, how you would describe this, but it's, the guy who signed it, Hildebrandt, I found just his prints are like hundreds of dollars.
Really?
But somebody took his art, and I don't know if it was him or someone else, and they managed to goop it onto this wood. So it's attached directly to the wood.
It's probably like decoupage. They do, like, they can lay the poster there, and then they put Mod Podge over it, and they could do all that.
Could be.
Or it could just be an actual painting, and you have the rarest piece in the world.
I have no idea, but I think it's awesome. And I only paid $15 for it.
Nice.
Look how big it is.
That is really cool. Does it have a date stamp, or is it like the date stamp from the poster?
There's nothing. There's no labels or anything. You mean on the bottom?
It's a beautiful piece, and I know Star Wars fanatics go crazy over that stuff.
Where would I put this?
Right there, maybe the wall behind you.
Well, I can't. No, I mean, obviously, if I can't sell it, I'm keeping it. Yeah, but if I was gonna put it up on eBay or?
No, that'd be for somebody. That'd be a pain to ship. I would just start listing it locally. I mean, Craigslist is gonna. If you list that locally on Craigslist, or you even go to a comic shop and get it checked out, or send some. That's the great thing about having your camera phone. Like, you snap some pictures and say, "Look, I picked this piece up at a garage sale, at a estate sale, whatever. What do you think it is?" And don't just trust that one opinion. Like, gauge how that person is interacting. Like, if they keep asking you about it or something like that, like, you could have something.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because if
Or
I owned a comic store, I'd want this on the wall if there was any space, you know?
yeah, that's cool.
Which they never have any space in a comic store, but
Yeah.
it could happen. All right, thanks,
Just put
guys.
it up for 5 million or best offer on Facebook Marketplace and see what you get.
All right.
Somebody will
Sweet.
offer you like $3 for it.
And I'll ignore it.
But something like that, yeah, that should sell really well. Normally, I would say do something like that on an auction because you'll probably get more for it on an auction if you get the right people bidding on it. But you would really want to make sure that you had the Star Wars fanatics and the people that would want that there. So that you would have to do some marketing for that kind of an auction. You wouldn't just throw it out on an auction and just hope somebody showed up and wanted it. That
Yeah.
something like that, you want to make sure you've got bidders there that want that item. And then they will go to, because those Star Wars fanatics will go crazy over that stuff. And something like that could go for hundreds of dollars very quickly.
But if I put it up for 99 cents and nobody saw it, somebody might walk away with it for 99 cents plus shipping.
So
Just
did you see that Dolce and Gabbana towel?
See, I never
Oh my
started.
God, that's gorgeous.
I know people say do that on eBay auctions. I have never started an eBay auction at $1 because I look at it as I'm going to start my starting bid at the absolute least amount I'm willing to take for that item. Because if I don't list it at that price, it's probably not going to go at that price.
That's that one.
That's Dolce and Gabbana, Matt?
No, the first one I showed you. I think you missed that one.
I missed that one.
That one was a Disney resort, like a vintage Disney resort, and this is the old Giants one. So I paid like $1
that is so
each,
cool.
each of these towels.
And they're like,
These
are
are
they
Dolce.
plush terry towels?
This towel is like the softest thing I've ever felt in my life.
How many do you have?
It's just one.
Just one? And that's only $1?
Yeah, it's like this big. It's like this big beach towel. No, I saw a comp for like $65 or something.
Are you selling those right now? Because I'm interested.
Well,
I don't need more
you
stuff,
got?
but I need towels.
You
Don't
can have the Disney resort and the Dolce one. Pull up a comp right now. Let's look at what it is.
Okay. You do it. I'm slow. You're one of those people that can do like this, right? And I can't do that. I'm like,
Yeah, you're a pecker.
It takes longer. I'm a pecker. Whoops. I just confessed to something I hadn't meant to do. YouTube Live is a very dangerous place.
Typer myself.
This is my first Barbie, but I got it in an estate sale lot, and I don't want to get rid of her because she's got messy hair like me.
You know who has a bunch of that, Ronnie G? Is Mike and Kim at Global Voodoo.
So many names, so many people.
They get a ton of festive dishes and wear. Like they had a couple things, a couple episodes just on that type of stuff, where they were. Want to say like they found like a crazy set in a unit and it was missing one lid, and then a unit they bought a couple months later, like that lid was in a unit completely different owner.
Are you talking about vintage glass? Like
it's like ceramic ware.
Fiesta ware.
Fiesta ware.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that stuff is pretty.
Party.
That stuff is pretty. So you're looking at comps for Dolce Gabbana. Maybe I'm not as slow as I thought.
No, I'm looking. I was high, so I'm glad I looked this up because here's some for sale for like $40.
So I can't get it for $1? Is that what you're telling me? Kidding. So yeah, you list it. If it's worth $40, it's worth listing, right?
Sure, but if you'll give me 20 right now, I don't have to list it.
For all three? Or just for one?
If you give me 30, I'll give you the 2 because I haven't even looked up this Disney one. And that'll be shipped too. That's the thing.
Oh, that's with shipping?
Yeah.
Because you don't know where I am. Oh, I did tell you, San
You told
Diego.
me you're in San Diego. That's fine.
Where are you?
I'm
Florida,
I'm
right?
in San Francisco.
Oh, you're in San Francisco. We're on the same coast. I love that. Okay, 30, I'll do it.
Send me an email.
Okay. So I'm getting 3 for 30 or 2 for 30?
The Dolce and Gabbana and this one, and I'll put in another towel there, but it won't be that
Okay.
nice.
That's fine. It can be just some random towel.
Yeah, I got
As long as it's not been used recently. Okay. Oh,
Now, see,
cool.
my problem with answering Ronnie's question is I probably wouldn't know Fiesta ware if I saw it. I'll have to look it up and see what it looks like to see if I've got any.
It's kind of those bright colors, right? Like the bright oranges and the bright turquoise blue and the bright greens, sort of 70-ish. I have a mug that resembles those colors.
Ronnie can tell us best because what I'm thinking is like more like brown tones and like, but it has splashes of that of like triangles in red and turquoise and that, but it's mostly like a brown tone or sandstone.
Oh, okay.
Color.
I always call that like Southwest style kind of stuff, but
it's California pottery,
more
right? Okay, I'm going to my email.
So if I find any stuff like that, I will definitely let you know, Ronnie G.
Is that what Ronnie's looking for? Fiesta ware?
Yeah, she said she's looking for it. So
okay.
If you're looking for this stuff, if I get some, I will give you first dibs on it. I'll comp it out and give you a good price. I do that with a lot of people. I've got people, if I get mason jars, that's why you never see me bringing some stuff to auction because there's some things that are sold like sewing stuff. I've got people are asking me for sewing stuff at the auctions sometimes. All my sewing stuff, I've already got somebody that gets first dibs on all of it. And she pretty much, whatever I bring her, she buys. So
what do you mean by sewing stuff? Because I end up with a lot of that too, like jars full of needles and thread and
like I've got a basket started right here that I just started out of the unit that I'm working on. Okay, so I got some sewing needles, I've got some scissors, I've got some bias tape, a whole little sewing basket I'm putting together for more needles, thread, just all kinds of sewing stuff. I find this stuff all the time, but I got somebody that buys it almost as soon as I get my hands on it. So,
because that's good to know. What about like patterns? Does she buy patterns?
Yeah, if I have them. I haven't had very many patterns. I've only had a few of them. She looks at them and decides if it's stuff that she wants to make or not. I've got like 2 or 3 of them I've listed on eBay. But most of them she'll buy them from me. And she's local, so I don't have to mess with shipping and all that. So whatever I do with all my military items, I don't know what military items I'm supposed to have.
Aren't you ever finding any in the storage units? Not yet?
I mean, I know they're out there, but I haven't come across any yet.
Because there are a lot of people that are collectors of those, right?
Oh yeah, that's one of the things I'm always looking for. I just haven't found any. I mean, the closest thing I had was a bunch of like BDU pants and stuff that were in my homeless unit. But most of the clothes, honestly, out of that unit were so bad shape. A lot of it went in the trash. There was some good stuff that we kept out of there, but most of that stuff was so trashed. We just wound up throwing most of it away. Because they were homeless. They never washed their clothes. They didn't take care of their stuff.
Right.
There was a sad story on that one, but
that's
they
sad.
They were displaced from their home by a hurricane, and that's how they wound up in Austin. And then they wound up homeless and lost everything.
That's so sad. And then they lose the storage locker. Isn't it sad sometimes when you when you buy a storage locker and you realize that the story behind the people that couldn't afford it and they somehow, right?
Well, the sad thing for me, look at how much, especially like that one. Okay, they couldn't afford their storage bill, but I've made almost $1,000 off of their unit, and it didn't cost that much to rent their unit. And they were homeless. I found, we paid $75 for the unit. We more than made our money back in cash alone that we found in the unit.
Huh.
We found, I mean, we found hundreds of dollars worth of stuff that, I mean, certain items that they could have sold single items and had a meal to eat, had a roof over their head for a few days. But they were so attached to their stuff that they wouldn't let go of it.
But I think that, I mean, even me after a month and a half of, getting really intense about listing, it's not like I've made a bunch of money, right?
Well, no.
And if I had to survive and sell, it's, if you don't have a YouTube channel, if you don't have an eBay account, if you don't have all that stuff going on, if you're struggling just to exist, it's not that easy to sell your stuff except Craigslist, and then they only want the better stuff. And I don't know.
You're on OfferUp too, aren't you?
I have sold some stuff on OfferUp. I actually sold something where they bought like a hard good item, like a pretty cookie, ceramic cookie jar from Knott's Berry Farm, and I shipped it on OfferUp. Yeah. I used their shipping feature, and it was super easy because you don't even pay for shipping. They just say, okay, here's the label. It's like prepaid.
Yep.
Which was kind of cool.
Yeah, I love it. I love this and OfferUp. I'm
gonna put more stuff on there.
I usually just list like my bigger items on there, and I've never actually done a shipping through them. But anybody who usually contacts me through that, I usually just say, oh, the item's gone already, because I think I have one item on OfferUp right now, but everything else that I put up there, it usually goes like pretty quick. I'm not listing it for I'm not trying to get top dollar for it. It's usually something big that I got for free or like pennies. So it's like, I got it for $1. Somebody take it for 15 and they're super happy. The item's worth 30 or 50 even. It's like, it's out of my hair. It's gone. And somebody came and picked it up from me.
Yeah. And you learn some sad stories, but now this goes right with what Danica just said in the chat. You've got to remember the facilities are the ones that have lost here, because the whole reason that unit's up for auction is because somebody made a contract with the facility and did not pay their bill.
Right. So they've been losing money for months and months.
They're losing months. It usually most facilities, you got to realize, like here, it depends on the facility, but a lot of facilities, they're like 3 to 4 months late before they put them up for auction. And then it takes 2 to 3 months for that auction process, for the notifications and the letters that they have to send out. It takes 2 to 3 months to go through that whole process before it actually gets sold off. So they're out money on that unit that whole time because they're in the business of selling that space.
Right. No, I get it. And the person who's walked away from it, they have an opportunity to make it whole and pay the late fees and bring it current before it's sold, and they can't afford it, and so they're letting it go.
Yeah, up until that unit is paid for, they have the right of redemption in most states. Which means, I mean, if I buy a unit on Storage Treasures, even if it's been 3 or 4 months that they've been late, and I've had this happen to me. I've won a unit on Storage Treasures, and by the time I got to the facility, the previous owner had showed up and paid their bill.
Huh.
They got all their stuff back.
Wow. That's awesome. I mean, it's interesting though. I've got storage units full of stuff that my husband and I have moved from one house to another, and it's just all his stuff, right? A bunch of, God knows, motorcycle helmets and bicycle parts and motorcycle jerseys and all this like high-end motorcycle stuff, right? Like he doesn't ride anymore, but he bought like 100 leather, like full-bodied suits, and they're all in there, you know, taking up
big money in that stuff.
I know, but I can't sell it because what if he starts riding again? You know, I suppose.
I actually just found a helmet at Goodwill, and they had a $10 sticker on it, and I brought it up to the front, and the lady's like, "We can't sell helmets," and I'm like, "You're selling me this helmet because it's priced, it's tagged, like everything is here. Don't tell me you're not selling me this helmet because it's a $280 helmet." Let me show it to you.
Oh my God. You know, he'd never miss one or two of those leather outfits or helmets if I happen to take a few out of storage and put them on eBay and sell them. Would he miss
Yeah, he's probably got so much stuff in storage, he has no idea what he's got.
Yeah, and he hasn't visited that unit for 6 years or something. I mean,
Wow. See, if I don't use something for over a year, it's going up for sale. But that's just me. I don't like, because my mom was a hoarder growing up, and I had to move her hoard every single time she moved.
Yeah.
I don't like keeping stuff. If I'm not using it, I don't keep it. I don't like.
Oh my God. Look at that. You got that for $10?
$10 at Goodwill.
That's the kind that my husband has all over the garage.
Insane.
The
And
storage
this
unit.
is like the top motorcycle helmet brand right here.
I don't recognize that brand, but
this is
in
what
his.
you want. That's the brand that you want when you're looking at a helmet.
Okay. But all I know is they all were like DOT or something, whatever that means. Department of Transportation, DOT certified. I guess any helmet would have to have that.
Yeah. There's
So
a motorcycle, but specifically, is it Harley Davidson or is it just any?
No, he was a sport bike. Like he had a Hayabusa.
Okay.
Hayabusa and a something like that. I don't know. The crotch rockets and the lean forward, go real fast bikes.
Right there's your solution. And this is where
Sell the leathers.
Law of attraction and that kind of stuff. And the more I do this business, the more I believe in that stuff. So
heck yeah. But you also just
get that energy moving out of your storage, and then if you need it again, it'll come back to you.
Yeah.
$10.
That's too much. You overpaid for those.
No, are you making a joke?
Send them to me and I'll dispose of them for you.
So no, what brand is that? Those, I mean, those
are Jordan.
That's what a Jordan is. Everybody talks about. I go, there's Jordans. I'm like, what's a Jordan?
I mean,
that's what a Jordan is.
Nike Jordan. They got the little jump man on them.
Here.
Oh, it's on the front. That's how you can tell. Okay.
Well, it's not necessarily on the front. It'll be somewhere on the shoe, though.
Yeah.
I think the ones I got that were ripped had that guy on it, but I'm still throwing them away because they're ripped up.
But you had, yeah. I mean, condition does matter to a degree. But there's some of them, even ripped up, will sell for quite a bit of money. I mean, maybe not, tons of money, not like hundreds of dollars. But I've had some that were in really, really bad shape that I sold for $20-$30.
Because people could never afford them whole, and they could always say, "Yeah, I used them a lot, man. I play a lot of ball." I love these shoes. I can't.
I had a nasty pair, and I was going to throw them away, and somebody said, "No, you need to list those." I was like, "But they're good." And they said, "No, list them." So I did, and they sold for like $20-$30.
That's good to know. All right. Well, okay. I have a question. Go ahead. I always have a million questions. If you ever need a question, just ask Hot Flash. What am I today? I used to be Hot Tip Heidi, and then I was Hot Flash Heidi, and now I'm Hot Flip Heidi. Oh, it's so exhausting. I can't keep track of who I am. Sorry, guys. What were you going to say, James? Are you frozen? He's frozen.
Look at these shoes.
Look at those. They're like Bumblebee.
These are size 16. I'm almost positive they were NBA basketball player Draymond Green's.
Where the heck did you find those?
So the Warriors have a deal with Salvation Army, like they sponsor them, and occasionally, because I'm in there so much, I'll see some of this gear coming in, And these have a thing in there that says NBA player, and it has his number in there. No insoles, no nothing on there. So, and
Those are awesome.
These weren't released to the public, but they're super huge. I have a friend who's like in the sports agent in that world, so I'm gonna see if he'll sign them for me.
That's so cool. Yeah, mostly whenever I look at shoes in a thrift store, they're either trashed, or if it's a brand that everybody talks about on YouTube and whatnot, they want like $30 or $25 for them. It's like, I'm not paying that, you know?
Well, see, that's where I'm saying from Goodwill, it makes me upset. But I thrifted these today. I was showing these off earlier. I thrifted these Asics today.
Where?
Gorgeous, brand new for $5.
That wasn't Goodwill.
No, this was that SPCA thrift I was telling you about.
Yeah. The one where I got that cool Star Wars place is like a church thrift store. Sometimes those private church ones they have really good deals.
Yeah, they have at least.
And they're so clean.
They're clean, and they usually have like dollar days too.
Yeah, everything. I when I bought everything, I was looking at the price tag, and I was making my decisions based on the price tag. And some of the margins weren't, great, but when I got to the register, they're like 25% off this color, 50% off this color, 75% off that color. I had no idea that all these extra discounts were pending. So that was nice.
You have a name request in the chat. They just want to call you Hot Heidi.
Oh, well, that's very sweet. Thank you. But you haven't seen my bad side. No, I'm kidding. I did a video. If you guys watch my channel, my most recent video is like, as soon as I did that video, I never got any more subscribers. And I'm like, okay, I never should have put that video up. I was looking at the pictures, and it was all about how I couldn't build a Frankenbox or something. And yeah, so I was like, my self-esteem was like tanking after I watched that video, because I was like, oh my God, I am not pretty. So thank you for that. I feel better. I will fix my hair and make a nicer video next time.
I don't think there's one person in the world, like when they see themselves on camera or something, isn't criticizing themselves. Even like the most beautiful supermodel in the world, why do you think they're barely eating? Every single person has those feelings.
Yeah, that's true. And they're like, oh, I don't like that angle, or I don't like my nose, or whatever, right? Yeah.
My internet cut off.
You're not, yeah, you froze up. You just disappeared.
Yeah, my internet shut off. I had to reboot my Wi-Fi router.
Oh, wow.
My modem shut down. So I lost all of it. So I don't know what happened.
I could keep asking questions on how to improve my business nonstop, because I'm selfish and I'm capable of that kind of thing. I even have a t-shirt that says narcissist on both sides, custom made, but I'm afraid to wear it now. They shoot narcissists.
I think you should go take all your husband's motorcycle gear and send it to me.
No, I couldn't afford the shipping. That stuff weighs a ton. It's really heavy. He's a big guy. He's like, he's like a football player, big guy, and you can imagine those leathers are giant, really big.
Yeah. You have to be balanced a little bit, because you have to be a little bit forward. You have to be willing to put yourself out there. You have to be willing to take risks, but at the same time, you need to stay humble. And it's a very difficult balance. And a lot of people that I see on YouTube don't have that balance.
And you mean they're not humble?
Oh, yeah. I know a lot of people on YouTube, bigger channels that have lost that humility. I know a lot of bigger channels that still have it, but I know a lot of channels that don't have it. I know a lot of smaller channels that don't have it. But that humility, I think, is part of what keeps you real and keeps you centered and grounded, so that you're still. I've always looked at any kind of business, whether it's reselling or anything else, that you are not there to serve yourself. Customers are not there to serve you. You are there to serve your customers. And that's what it's all about for me. I'm here. Yes, I'm here to serve the storage facilities that I'm cleaning out. I'm also here to serve the people that I'm selling this stuff to. by making sure that I offer them decent quality products and that I offer them a fair price. And whether it's other resellers or stuff I'm selling on eBay, the customer always has to come first. And what am I doing to serve other people?
I
If
think
you keep that kind of an attitude in your business, you're going to be able to grow. You're going to go somewhere. It may take time to grow, but you'll grow.
I think the key is just kind of loving what you do. Like,
Yeah, having
like
fun, right?
For me, it's just all about like the hunt. Like I love
Yeah,
searching
the hunt.
like and when you, for me, if I pull a t-shirt out of a bin, or if I like find a estate sale that has crazy amount of Giants vintage shirts and the ladies like throwing you stuff, or like any of those deals that you find is like exhilarating for me. It's almost like a drug. So I love that part of it. And then when it comes to like the reselling side, like I don't mind helping somebody, especially if I have something that they need. If I came up on something like
Matt, hold on just a second. Cha, do you want to drop that drop form link? I just gave you a wrench. If you want to drop that drop form link in the chat so people can sign up, that would be great. You're more than welcome to.
What is this? I'm going to go to my phone and sign up. I want to sign up. What are we signing up for? What are you talking about?
She's doing, I was talking about it earlier. The Junking Data Girl is Cha.
Yeah, I saw her channel. Very
okay,
cool.
She's doing a collaboration with a lot of other channels and other resellers to do a crafters auction collab where we're going to be selling craft supplies, homemade crafts, all kinds of different stuff. And she's still signing people up to participate in that big auction. So
Does she want yarn?
I sent her my information earlier today to participate, and I did check the little box that said I am willing to host if you are looking for some more hosts. So
I suddenly don't know how to use YouTube on my phone.
that's all right. I have to work at it sometimes myself.
I get stuck in my own world.
Let me get this.
What was I saying?
Sorry to interrupt you.
Love what you do.
Oh yeah.
And for me, like, the rest will fall. Love what you do, and like for me,
you have to love what you do.
Do something kind, and then that always comes back. That's how I.
But there's more to it than that. You also have to, and I love one of the guys that I learned YouTube strategies from. Put it this way: he said you got to have the passion and the love for what you do. You have to have skill, and then what you're doing has to have some profitability. Well, we all know reselling has some profitability in it if you're selling the right stuff. You know, you got to have passion for the business, and there's a lot of stuff that we have to do that's not easy and not necessarily fun.
Right.
But there's a lot of stuff that we do that is fun. And you're going to have that hard stuff, but you got to be willing to do the hard stuff and the not fun stuff in order to enjoy the fun stuff. And especially early on. You know, as you build your business, as you grow your business, you can decide what kind of business you want. I know people that do this their whole business and they always just do everything themselves. I know other people that start as soon as they can building a team of people to do some of the not fun stuff for them. That's part of my plan. I want to start hiring people to do some of the not so fun stuff for me. Hi, Jane or Lee. Thanks for joining us.
For me, I'll pass up on things because it's like I don't have to list it. Like I know there's money there, but I'll pass on it because then I gotta list it, I gotta ship it, I gotta that, and I have things that I should be listing already, but I don't really want to because I like that, and like it's like, I'm just
it's not fun for you, right?
Yeah.
It's no fun.
Right.
Yep.
So
you like vintage clothes.
Yeah.
You like finding jewelry, James, right? That kind of treasure.
I
do. I mean, I love finding it when I find it, but I haven't found that much yet. But you know, I like finding. I mean, I like finding the cool stuff. I just don't like listing and selling all of it. I would much rather just throw it because I can throw that stuff into a lot, bring it out to an auction, be done with it and move on
All
to the
right.
next unit.
I
And
kind
you
of want to
gotta-
do that with
What's
some
up,
of the
Lee?
stuff that I don't want to like ever source it again. You know, like I bought 1,000 skeins of yarn. It seems like all new acrylic yarn, but I don't want to sort them and list them individually and wait forever, or I should, but
Yeah, but that's why I like doing the auctions, because with the auctions, you can get rid of a lot of stuff very quickly. You're not going to get top dollar, but if you've got good quality stuff, you can get some good bids. I mean, I've had some really good lots. I mean, I had a lot that I bought last Tuesday. I unloaded it. That was after sitting there trying to get, into my car for 4 hours. I got about three-quarters of the stuff out of that unit that day anyway. I went to an auction over at Auctions for You, and I had a few other lots from other stuff, but just the stuff that I took out of that unit that day, I made my money back on that unit the day I bought it.
so what do? You just take a pile of what? And you say, okay, here's a bunch of shirts, or here's a bunch of.
Well, I mean, just watch some of the YouTube auctions and you see how we do it. Usually, like I kind of have a flow system on the way mine's set up. So I have a box over here, and that's the lot that I'm showing. And then I have an empty box or a bin or a tub over here. So I will show the item, kind of show a t-shirt or whatever it is, and then put it in the bin and then show the next one. So if you got a whole bunch of t-shirts, you might go through the t-shirts. You were asking earlier how much goes in a lot. How much do you want to put in a lot? You can do a one-off item. You can do 3 items. You can do 100 items. A lot of that's up to
Okay.
you. Just remember, you have to take into account though. It depends on the auction too, because like some of us, we charge shipping on our auctions. Some auctions, and whenever you go to somebody else's site, you follow their rules. That's number one. And I have some sites that I go with; they always do free shipping. I have to take into account what it's going to cost me to ship that when I set my starting bid price. And if it's going 5 miles away, it's going to be a huge difference between that and going to Maine. Or if I was to ship it to you in California.
So when Matt sold me the 2 or 3 towels, I'm still not sure. Can't remember.
I'm gonna send you 3.
Thank you for $30, included shipping, and I send you my email, or I emailed you, so you're going to send me a PayPal invoice. Is that how it works?
I'll send you a PayPal request. Yeah.
And then I'll give you the shipping address in the email.
Yeah,
somehow.
In your PayPal, it should have all that kind of information already in there. If it's not, then I'll email you for it.
Okay.
Wow. So people are asking me what's in my hand. It's a beer because I'm tired of Lee cheersing me. I want to have a beer with him in real life. So
Hey, cheers, man.
I know it's probably really early in the morning, Lee, but there's nothing like a breakfast beer. It's a holiday weekend. So here we go.
It is.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers, man. That makes me thirsty. I think I'll go get a water because I don't want to drink alcohol anymore.
Oh boy. What do you got tomorrow, James?
More of the same. Pretty much this whole weekend was set aside to clean my room. So that's what I'm doing. I'm cleaning stuff out of my room. I'm loading up. By the time the weekend's done, I'm gonna have my van fully loaded with stuff to go to donations. And then most of what's left is stuff that we're gonna be reselling. So I've also got my trailer out front. I've already got a load started in it. It's going to be a dump run. So basically the trash is just coming straight out of the room, straight into the trailer. The donation stuff is going straight into my van and clearing out space. And then after I get the donation run done, probably Tuesday or Wednesday, then I will load up what's left here and take that over to my storage so that I have my space back inside my house.
Huh. Well, my garage was organized 2 weeks ago. I mean, you could see the couches and the television. I've turned my garage into sort of like a man cave, but it's my cave. And now it's filled up with sourcing Goodwill bags and boxes and lamps that I've bought and giant weird life-size circus dolls. And I've just gone kind of crazy. Hoarding runs in the family. And right now my garage is frightening.
My house is frightening, and growing up with a hoarder, I hate this pile. And it's just like my room right now. There's a lot of stuff that's just thrown in here, and part of it because I was cleaning it up. I had it getting it clean, and then other stuff from all around the house got thrown in here, and some of it wasn't my business stuff. So there's personal stuff now mixed in with all of my business and resale stuff, and I'm having to go through and sort all that stuff out and make sure that we don't accidentally sell some of the personal stuff, because then my wife will shoot me. Lisa is asking about my wife right there, and Lisa, she's doing a lot better now. Her wound from her surgery is almost completely healed, so we're excited about that, and she's starting to feel better. Her blood sugar's back into the normal range, so she's doing a lot better.
That's good to hear. That's right. She had to go through all that at the beginning of the year, the whole family, right? She had COVID on top of everything else, right?
Well, she did all that in the beginning of the year, but she just got out of the hospital like 3 weeks ago. So she went through all that, and then she got sick again in August, and she just got out of the hospital again, like what, 2.5 weeks ago.
Well, you're really taking charge, holding up the fort, James. I admire you for that. You're a good dad and good husband.
I'm trying to be, but I can't do it all either, and I kind of need help. So the more it's expected that I try to be a Superman, the more I realize I'm not.
All right, you guys. I'm gonna I need to probably. You guys,
Yeah.
I'm
gonna have to go before too long. It's 3:30 in the morning almost here, and I'm gonna have to get some sleep so that I can get up.
Cracked a beer.
Huh?
I just cracked a beer.
Well, then we have to.
I'm just
we have to. Why don't you want to start the live at your channel, Mateo?
I've never gone live, and I don't have StreamYard yet. But
I can do it. But I'm gonna go to bed soon.
No, it's not.
It won't be worth it.
I got to be up at 7 o'clock tomorrow too. So,
yeah.
I wanted to say thank you to everybody. I'm sorry if I know there's people who are struggling with addiction and whatever. So I apologize for.
Hey, no, that's work.
If that is the case, if not, that's what it is. But thank you everybody for the support, positive words.
This has been a fun chat. We've covered a lot of stuff. Hopefully Heidi learned some things. Hopefully maybe some people in the chat heard some good things. And if anybody has anything they want to chime in on, there's always the comment section after the video. Leave us a comment and let us know about what we're talking about. If y'all have any ideas or suggestions that we could add in there as well. So that kind of interaction helps the channel out as well. And so I can take these videos like this and cut them up into smaller videos so that we can share this information with more people. Because the thing is if you have questions about something, there's probably a lot of other people that have the same questions out there too. So, and that's what we try to do with our channel. I don't know everything because I'm a newbie here, but I try to answer what I can, share what experiences I have. And, sometimes it gives me things to go and looking for the answers for, because sometimes y'all ask questions that I'm like, I hadn't thought of that. Let's go learn it.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much for having me on, James. And I just wanted to shameless plug. I'm going to be on my first interview on as the guest. I don't know why she's having me on as a guest. Kat, the nurse flipper, and her new co-host, who is the Bearded Thrift Machine. That's a great name. Are going to be hosting their live, and I'm the guest on Tuesday. This coming Tuesday. Tuesday night.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what time. Hopefully, I won't miss it.
I'm in several. Some of the YouTube creator channels that I was telling you about earlier. She and I are both members of their channels, and we see each other at their members only stuff. So I like Kat. I've learned a lot from her over the time. She's a great one to follow. So
She's been super helpful. And Matt, I appreciate hearing your stories. I every time I think about doing something anti-planet, I think, what would Matt say? He would say, don't do that. Don't throw that thing out. Find a new, don't put it in the landfill.
I mean,
don't waste, you know?
So there's like that fine line, like I said, like right now I'm like pushing that border to where I'm like, because I have boxes all over. I have a 2-car garage and like 2 rooms that I use.
One thing you also get to realize is there is still a lot of stuff that we find in this business, especially with these storage units, where you still find a lot of stuff that winds up right back in a landfill. Not nearly as much, but there is a lot of this stuff that does wind up still in the trash. We can't save everything. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
What were you going to say, Matt?
I'm just saying, like, so I come to that fine line to where it's like that can be a $5-6 piece at a market or whatever, and then occasionally I just do like this purge to where it's like, if I'm not gonna use it or I don't think it can be a item even worth something down the line, then it just goes, because my mental sanity and not like moving things and like maneuvering through my house and through my garage is like worth it to me to just get rid of it. So
I mean, being disorganized has its downfall. I made a financial mistake because of not paying attention to deadline, and it cost me $1,600 last week. So, you know, it's like I've been having fun being a reseller, but I effed up, you know, because of that. And
I've made some mistakes that have cost us money. I mean, you know, I'm still learning a lot about the back end of the business, which a lot of the YouTube channels don't ever talk about, and I'm having to figure that stuff out on my own.
We should do like a whole live on just like what would be the name for it? Like the back end, the things you don't want to talk about, the dirty dozen.
Yeah, we may do a live about that kind of stuff one of these days. I'm still learning so much of it myself. I wouldn't want to, you know, leave anything out for sure and give any bad advice. And the other thing is you have to be very careful with that kind of advice because a lot of it varies from state to state, country to country, city to city. So you have to know your local rules and regulations on a lot of it. So, but we could cover, you know, the kind of things to think about and look into and research.
Or what do you do? You're not giving advice. This is what I do. It's not advice. It's just what I do. You know, you don't have to worry about the laws on that, right?
Yeah, but then you have people come back saying, well, you said to do this and I did that and then I got all this fines and I'm going to sue you. I mean, it happens. Trust me. I've seen it happen more than once, but
really,
we'll figure out a time and a place to do that though. It sounds like something that could be some good information for people.
Gary, you trying to hit the after hour spot?
Yeah. And Westside Gary, we were just starting to say goodbye when you showed up. So I wanted to point that out to you. We've been here for a couple of hours already, and you just now got here.
But we'll be back.
He said he got home from a house party, so he's turned up, I bet, right now.
All right, you guys.
He's eating taquitos, and they're falling out of his mouth while he's trying to type.
Taquitos. Good night.
All right, guys. See ya.
Yes, Lisa. And thank you guys for subscribing. Those of y'all that have been subscribing and watching our content, thank you guys so much. This is getting close to the next milestone, which is 800. So we're excited. Have a great time. We will see y'all next time at the Storage Scavenger. Y'all have a great night. We'll see you.
Peace, y'all.